Hi guys, I'm here to bring you your This Week at Access video for the week of June 30th to July 4th. Now with that being said, I just want to remind you guys that there are no classes on July 4th, so there will be no classes on Friday. But getting into it, we are going to be starting a new cycle this week, but it is not going to be the typical back squat, bench press, deadlift cycle for a 1 rep max that we last saw. Instead, this is going to be a more bodybuilding focused cycle, and we're really going to be focusing in on our technique for our lifts without actually doing barbell, back squat, bench press, and deadlift. So a big thing we're going to really be focusing in on is squat therapy and pause goblet squats. So on Mondays and Thursdays for our warm-ups, we are going to be doing squat therapy, and your coaches are going to lead you through that with the goal of helping all of us improve our technique and mobility on the squats so that when we eventually do go back to barbell squats, it will translate well into those. And then on Mondays and Thursdays as well, we are going to be doing pause goblet squats, with the intention here of just building some better positional awareness and improving our squat form. So for all of our lifts that we're going to be doing, there's not a prescribed weight. The emphasis is going to be on technique this cycle, so just keep that in mind. But starting right off on Monday, we will be doing 3 sets of 15 reps of pause goblet squats. So again, we are in that higher rep range. This is muscle building, also known as hypertrophy. And like I said, there's no prescribed weights. Instead, you are going to be focusing on your technique. For the pause goblet squats, I want a good solid 2 Mississippi count. So 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi at the bottom of the squat, maintaining all of that tension for good solid form in the bottom of that goblet squat. And we'll be doing these on a 2-minute timer, so it is going to be kind of quick, but that doesn't mean you're rushing your squats. You're still going to take your time. Then we have 7 rounds for time of 30 double unders, 20 wall ball shots, and 10 toes to bar. So you can scale the 30 double unders to 90 singles or about 30 seconds of jump rope. You can scale the weight for the wall ball shots, and you can scale the toes to bar to knees to elbow, knees to chest, and toes to rig. There's not a time cap for this, but if your coach is like, hey, we're going to unofficially cap this one at blah, blah, blah minutes, that's okay. That's just may have to be what it is. Then on Tuesday, we are going to be doing dumbbell RDLs, 3 sets of 15. Typically, we would do these on Fridays, but we don't have class on Friday this week, so we're going to see it on Tuesday, but moving forward, you'll see these on Fridays. And again, emphasis on technique, and I want some good time under tension, and so that means I'd rather you do these slow and controlled instead of rushing them, so really feel that in the hamstrings. And then Tuesday is July 1st, so we will be kicking off our Access Fitness test with the mile run. So we are going to be doing the mile run. For those of you that were at Murph, you may remember we went half a mile out, half a mile back. That is how we're going to do the mile run in class. We're going to have an additional mile run specific warm-up before we do the run, but that's going to be it on Tuesday. We're going to be doing our RDLs, and then we're going to run the mile. You can, if you have an injury or something and you need to scale this, you can do the 2,000 meter row. But really try to run the mile. Set a baseline. This probably isn't going to be the only time that we see it in July. So if you can't make it on this Tuesday or you're not happy with your time, there's going to be another time in July for you to retest your mile run. But that is going to be Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we'll be doing dumbbell bench press, 3 sets of 15 reps. And I know I've talked about it before, but with the dumbbell bench press, I really want to see that extra stretch at the bottom. Don't just stop right at your chest where you were with the barbell. Go a little bit lower. And again, time under tension with these. Nice and slow and controlled down, explode up. So that's going to be your hypertrophy work. And then we will be doing another fitness test movement. We will be doing max strict pull-ups. So you're going to have a partner for this, and you guys are going to count each other's reps, and you need to be a good friend. So the standard for the pull-up is that you start from full extension, so arms are fully locked out at the bottom, feet and knees nice and tight together, core is tight, and then you stay in that nice straight line, and you get the chin all the way up over the bar. I don't want to see any go-go gadget and like kicking the feet. That does not count. If your chin does not clearly come over the bar, the rep does not count. And you also must come all the way back down to full extension with the arms. If you get your chin over the bar and then you let go without coming to full extension, that rep does not count. And that would be pretty upsetting because you did the hard part getting up. Just got to come back down. You can do banded pull-ups as well and ring rows, but I would really suggest challenging yourself. See if you can do even just one green band pull-up or one blue band pull-up or one strict pull-up. And then again, we'll retest again in July, and we'll retest again in September. So choose the most challenging option for you. Even if you get one, that's fine. So once you are done, so if you're doing pull-ups, once both hands are off the bar, you're done. You can hang out there and let one hand go and shake it out. But once both hands are off, you're done. You'll switch with your partner. Then we'll do an AMRAP 10 of a 10 kettlebell strict press. So 5 on the left, 5 on the right, 10 kettlebell tripod stance rows, 5 on the left, 5 on the right, and 10 sit-ups. You can scale the weight as needed for that one. Then on Thursday, we will again be doing squat therapy in our warm-up. We'll be doing 3 sets of 15 reps on the pause goblet squats, so just like Monday. And then we are going to be testing our max push-ups in 2 minutes. So again, you are going to partner up, and the timer is going to be set for 2 2-minute rounds with 1 minute of rest in between. So this will take a total of 5 minutes. And the standards for the push-up are that you start with the arms fully extended, hips and shoulders are in a nice straight line, your whole body's going down, chest and nose must touch the ground. If the chest and the nose do not touch the ground, it is technically not a rep, and you must come all the way back up and have the arms locked out at full extension at the top. If you start cutting those reps short, again, it doesn't count. Be a good friend. Anytime you're counting reps for someone, be a good friend. There is a correct way to no rep people and an incorrect way. The nice way to do it is to be like, hey, don't forget to touch your chest and nose to the ground. Say that's what they're missing on. And if they don't listen to you and they're not hitting the standard, then you say no rep because you already tried to warn them. You're just being a good friend and holding them to the standard. So again, with the push-ups, just if you usually do box push-ups or knee push-ups, just try. What's the worst that happens? You get your first strict push-up? Okay, great. There are 2 acceptable rest positions for the push-ups. You can either just rest in that front leaning rest position, or you can go in the pike position. So you can kind of like stick your butt up in the air and rest. But if your knees touch the ground, you're done. Your push-ups are over. After we do that, we're going to be doing an EMOM 10, minute 1, 100-meter sprint, minute 2, 50-foot walking lunges with a dumbbell, just one dumbbell held in the goblet position. You can scale that to a 25-foot walking lunge if you feel like you need more rest time, and you can scale the weight as needed. Don't get too tied up on the sprint for the 100-meter sprint. You should be running a little bit faster than you usually do for a run, but just try to push yourself on the run. And then there are no classes on Friday. So I know that was a lot. Your coaches will have more for you in class, but I hope you guys have a great week and are excited to start hitting some of our Axis Fitness Test movements. As always, if you have any questions, reach out to axisstrengthtraining@gmail.com. Have a great week.